Et nous avons Sabine Apollon, avec Ron Apollon, qui vient présenter nous organisation qui est les ServeHAITI. Alors, bonsoir Sabine, bonsoir Ron.
Bonsoir,
bonsoir. Bienvenue sur le plateau Meli Melo. Nous sommes bien contents aujourd'hui là et nous avons aimé que vous introduit de l'organisation ServeHAITI et parler un peu de ça. Et si je ne me menti tout, vous avez l'autre monde qui est en ligne, c'est ça?
Oui.
Alors, on a passé une caméra en ligne tout. Pour si vous avez des questions, nous avons des questions. Nous avons bien aimé parler ensemble avec elle. Alors, et Sabine, en attendant que nous mettions sur l'écran, parlez-nous un peu de ServeHAITI.
Oui. I'm probably going to speak English because we have Greg on the phone.
Like you want, I mean.
So Greg.
As you want.
Yes. But I may want to switch it over because I'm the newest person on the board. So, but ServeHAITI, I can tell you, I joined ServeHAITI, 4 years ago, after attending, and I was asked by my brother. He kind of voluntold me to go. He voluntold me to go, and I didn't go kicking and screaming, but I was like, oh, something else I'm going to do. But anyway, I was very touched by the people in the room, the love for Haiti. And so pas qu'être étranger yo, c'est pas mon haïtien, c'est mon blanc yo, and the accueil that the way they opened their hearts, and they've been doing this for 20 plus years, and the health services that they're providing, the basic necessities that they're providing for the town of Grand-Bois really, really touched my heart. And I said, Gadi mon pas étranger, même qui haïtien, I don't do half of what they do. So I felt compelled that, you know what, I need to get involved. And so I got on the board, and like I said, I've been on there. Now I'm on the executive board, and I love every minute serving on. And you're going to hear more about it as we talk. But I wanted just to give you a little background on how I got involved.
All right, Ron.
Yeah, well, my story is somewhat similar. I was not voluntold to go join ServeHAITI, but I am also the co-chair of the Haiti ministry at my church, and one of the members, she was one of the board member at ServeHAITI, and she asked me, "Wouldn't you like to be?" And I'm like, "I don't know if I have much time for this," but well, long story short, I ended up meeting with the people, and just like Sabine said, I was amazed of how dedicated and passionate these people were about Haiti when they have no ties to Haiti. So therefore, I said, okay, I'll join as a board member. Long story short, I became shortly after they asked me to become the communication liaison with people in Haiti. And then now I am 2 years later, now I'm the organizational director, and I'm constantly in contact with the people in Haiti, and I report to the board. So again, yeah, it's something that I enjoy doing. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it because it's Haiti, and Haiti is near my heart. So I definitely, I'm proud to be part of this organization, and I hope that I can provide some more information for you guys to see what this organization is all about. So,
I'm great. Welcome to Meli Melo. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I can barely hear you. Could you?
Sure. Hello. Thanks for having me on the show. Can you hear me?
Yeah, put the volume up a little bit, and you're welcome on the show. Let us know. I mean, what brought you to ServeHAITI? How did you start it?
Well,
Yes. Yeah.
about a little over 10 years ago, one of my mentor that I worked with professionally was one of the founders of ServeHAITI, and he asked me if I wanted to go on a trip with him to Grand-Bois. So I went with him. It was an eye-opening experience. I mean, it was impressive to see how they were able to take care of the people in Grand-Bois, but also what little they had to work with. I mean, it was, Dr. Leopold is one of our medical director, and he's really done a great job. He's been there since the beginning for over 20 years, and he's just been terrific for Serve Haiti. Probably 7 or 8 years ago, I was asked to be the treasurer. So I've been managing the finances for Serve Haiti for the last 7 or 8 years. And so I really come to know the ins and outs of the organization that way.
Luco, you have any questions? Hey,
Yes.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, I do. So first of all, Greg, Sabine, Ron, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence today. And before we really dive into ServeHAITI and what it's about and its mission, I think it's important to just dive a little deeper into each and every one of you. Just for at least a second, give us a little bit about your background, because I think you guys mentioned, especially the two of you who are here, you mentioned how you were kind of doing your own thing in corporate America, your own world, and then you felt convicted when you saw Greg and the rest of his team involved in ServeHAITI, and that compelled you to come along. And then with Greg, what compelled you? You could be doing all sorts of things with your time. What made you, what were you doing before you got into ServeHAITI? So just to establish some credibility, let's talk about your professional background, because I know about you guys a bit, but I want you to enlighten the audience.
Sure. I was a financial regulator for almost 20 years, and then I went to work at a high-profile law firm, and that's where I met the one of the founders, Peter Anderson, who was the one who invited me to go to Haiti for the first time. So, but I've been very involved in my church in social justice type of programs. I've done a lot of volunteer work other than Serve Haiti. But the bottom line was, when I went down to Haiti, I was just compelled. I've told people it was one of those trips that you couldn't go there and just come away and say, oh, that was a nice trip. Kind of felt called to do something to help. So that's what I've done.
That's awesome. And Haiti does have that effect, and we carry that with us as people. So I'm so glad that you, despite all of your experience in law and being a financial regulator, you came and lent your talents, your time, and resources to our people in our country. So I salute you.
Yeah.
Sabine and Ron, enlighten us. Tell us about yourselves and your background.
All right, ladies first.
So professionally, my day job, I'm in design and construction, project management, corporate real estate, all of that above. What that really means is I work with somebody like Luco on the commercial side, on the residential side, even though that's not as much as I do right now, but on every sector of real estate, I help design, I help build, obviously, and do the process, the entire life cycle of a real estate deal. So that's my day job, and Aniba Consulting is my company. I launched my own business 20 months ago and left corporate America. I worked for the top corporate real estate global companies throughout my career, and very well-known name brand companies, but I decided that I was going to do this on my own and help people that look like myself and work with people that I want to work with, not necessarily what was good for the business. So that's what I've done. I also, for those of you who know, I also have made my side hustle as my ice cream and my hot sauce, Sabine's hot sauce and Sabine's ice cream. So that's my day job. When, as my brother says, I don't sleep. So that's when I do it at night. Like, you know, I have the little elves helping me at night. But back to your question about what compelled me, I think, again, a little bit what I said before, being in the presence of the ServeHAITI, you know, I went to we have an annual ball, which we'll talk about. We have an annual fundraiser and I was in the presence of, I don't know, maybe 300 people. And again, for me, being probably one of two Haitians that were in the room, I was just completely overwhelmed by the number of people who were there supporting my country, my birthplace. And you know, at the time, it was the violence had just started, and I knew there was nothing I could do from afar to help. But this opportunity of serving on ServeHAITI's board gave me an opportunity to give back. It gave me an opportunity to, maybe a small, Grand-Bois in the scheme of things is very small, but every little bit helps. Every dollar helps. Every effort helps. And so that was my way of giving back and being a little impactful and seeing the lives change before my eyes. So I hope that answers your question.
It sure does. It sure does. That's a beautiful thing that you're doing, and the fact that you were stirred in that way. And in case if you guys don't know, I know you like to be a little humble, but this is an executive who has experience working with some of the biggest companies, as you said, Coca-Cola, Equifax, Microsoft. Drop the names, tell the people, the city of Atlanta, etc. So just like Greg, there's so many other things you could be doing, but you're not doing this because, oh my gosh, I have to, or it's a checkbox. It's something that you felt in your spirit that moved you to serve Haiti.
Yes.
No pun intended with the name, Serve Haiti. So I thank you again, and I salute you. Now, if we could have Ron, Steve, the best for last.
I don't know if I can top that, but I'll try.
They both set the bar pretty high. So tell us about yourself.
Well, I graduated from New York Technology with an engineering degree. Went to immediately after college, went to work for a company, NEC, where I was a field engineer, and I moved through the ranks in the engineering field. And for whatever reason, people always used to tell me, "Hey, you would be great in sales." And I'm like, "No, I'm an engineer." Well, after a few years, I was convinced I went into sales, and it was a blessing. So I never thought I would enjoy being in sales, but I did. And sure enough, moved to Atlanta, stayed in sales. But after a while, I also, in college, I played soccer. I had a soccer college scholarship at New York Tech. So soccer was always been something that my mother used to say they cut my umbilical cord with a soccer ball. So I've always been involved in soccer. So when I came to Atlanta, I started coaching. Well, it just became a passion for me to coach. I loved it and loved it. Obviously, I was getting paid to do it. And it got to a point I didn't really enjoy the corporate environment anymore. And I said, okay, I'm going to do soccer full time. And I quit my job and started coaching soccer full time. But then got remarried. Things didn't work out. I said, okay, I'm going to go back into sales. But instead of going into telecommunication sales, which I was before, I went and started selling sports equipment, sports apparel. And I did really well doing that until I got laid off. And it so happens that ServeHAITI came and they offered me to be this position. So it was like a blessing in disguise. So I really, but to be honest, the things that I'm passionate about, one is Haiti and the other is soccer. So anything that matches those two things together, I'm there. So as a matter of fact, I'm also, a couple of years ago, I created another organization called Haitian American Soccer Coaches Association here in Atlanta. And we have a bunch of coaches who in Atlanta, high-level coaches like myself, and we are trying to help the Haitian soccer program see if we can put it back on the map. So, and in addition to that, I'm also the co-chair of the Haiti ministry at my church. So, like I said, soccer, Haiti, I'm there. So that's me in a nutshell.
So you guys, you wear so many hats now, huh?
I do wear several hats, yes.
So like the engineer went in the family, huh? So my very quick question, I'm pretty sure that you probably had the question, asked you the question before. Why exactly among all the cities in Haiti is Grand-Bois?
Well, I can't take credit for that because Grand-Bois, some people from the States went on a mission trip to Grand-Bois. And this is way before me, but from what I understand, it was a medical mission trip. So they were doing medical treatment at the back of a church. And there were thousands and thousands of people. We even have videos and pictures of that I've seen. So they kept going back and forth, and we realized, wait, you know what, we can't keep doing this in the back of the church. So at that point, they decided to get some funding and sponsors to create a health center. So now there is a small health center. It's a 2-floor building. I've been there a couple of times. Actually, I'm the only person who has been to Grand-Bois in the past 5 years. So I was supposed to go again next week, but as it turns out, the trip is canceled due to the unrest that's going on in Mebale. So, yeah, Grand-Bois is a very unique place, to say the least. It's a very unique place, to say the least, because it's very, very rural. I mean, barely have electricity there. I mean, obviously at the health center we have electricity and we have running water, but most of the people in the area don't. So it's 65,000 people that this health center supports, and we're treating people left and right every day, 24/7. Whether you have a headache or a severed limb, that's where people come for treatment. So it's like I said, it's a very remote and rural area, but it's badly needed. What we do is badly needed there.
This health center, does it run 7 days a week, or it runs just when you guys are on a mission?
No, we actually have 55 people working there, including 3 doctors, 5 nurses, and then we have an admin staff, and then we have 19 what we calling CHWs, community health workers, who go out in the field and take care of people and talk about hygiene, take care of malnourished kids, provide what we call médicament bas, which is peanut butter medication to the kids that are malnourished. So all these people work all the time. So the health center is open 24/7. However, we stop working at a certain time in the afternoon, but then if there's emergencies, people can still come there and we take care of them.
Well, just wanted to say thank you for everything that you guys are doing. That's a great organization. So
I was going to add to that and to your question. So that was one of my first questions about why is it Grand-Bois when I first joined. And I'm speaking just for Sabine. I'm not speaking for ServeHAITI. What ServeHAITI is doing for Grand-Bois, I would love for it to be multiplied tenfold all around in Haiti. And again, it obviously would be a tall order to fill, but certainly we're doing such great things there that I would love to multiply it, and whether it's ServeHAITI or another organization, but I would love to do the same thing, because again, all of Haiti needs this help. And just signaling why, yes, we're doing great things, but there's so many other opportunities throughout that we could be doing the same thing. But yes, like I said, I'm speaking for Sabine, not necessarily ServeHAITI, but just hopefully that answers your question.
Definitely.
So the drive is clearly there, and each and every one of you are seasoned, high-level experts and professionals that have brought your talents to ServeHAITI. So you mentioned about how ServeHAITI has a medical facility that provides medical care for all sorts of patients. And Ron, you even mentioned from headaches all the way to a severed limb. That's remarkable. Tell us a little bit more about what else ServeHAITI does, because medical and health is huge for Haiti, but there's so much more. I believe you have several other aspects, correct?
Yeah, our 4 pillars are obviously health, education, water, and economic development. So we, in addition to having the health center and we provide medical care, we've rebuilt some schools there. And we have one school in particular that we support, and we send money. We've done teacher training. We also, we do stuff with the kids, like contests and academic stuff like that with them. It's in terms of water, we have a program. We have a company called Gift of Water that provides water filters and water buckets to clean the water. And we actually, our agents go out in the field and educate the people on how to do those things. And so, in order, we try to avoid cholera. Even though we've had cholera outbreaks over there, but in order to for people to have clean water to drink, we have this is what we provide as far as the buckets and the water filter. But we've also
may I quickly interject with that, because I really want to make sure the audience gets this. Mm-hmm. So you've been to Grand-Bois, you've been to Haiti. Mm-hmm. A lot of us haven't. So paint the picture of what Grand-Bois looks like. How big is it? How many roads are there? And why is it important that we have, I mean, clearly everyone needs water, but how much of an impact is that water, that clean water system, causing in Grand-Bois?
Well, there is really no places to get water. We have a kiosk. We have water at the clinic. We have some system. We've built some a few wells. I think it's like 7, if I'm not mistaken, that have been built since the ServeHAITI started. So people at the clinic have water. There was a time that people were coming into the clinic to also fill up their containers. But there's a kiosk not too far from the clinic that people go, and you'll see long lines of people getting water with their containers to get water to go, to go bring back home. You see young kids carrying those big buckets and big containers. So it is something that's very important It's very important because the community, you see people like drinking water out of any kind of stream and things like that. So which is not clean. So it is something that is very important in order to keep the community safe. Like I said, cholera is by drinking unsafe water, it brings cholera, which is something that we've had issues with as well. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Wow, that's impactful because I know Grand-Bois is a very small town and
Very
it's
small.
not really developed. So the fact that
Oh, I'm sorry. You asked about the roads. Well, there's one main road, and you can't even call it a road. Just to give you an example, the first time I was there, I had to go through it. It's very close to the Dominican Republic. So first time I went. I flew into the Dominican Republic, and they came to pick me up at the border. So I could see from where I was at the border. I could see the truck, and I could even see the health clinic, the health center. I could see it. It's like not even maybe 2 miles. Well, it took 45 minutes to get there because of the roads. The roads are so bad. It's just rocks, and you go up and down mountains just to get there. So it's pretty. Yeah, I don't even know what word to use. So but it's an experience. I mean, I was there and I was like, whoa, even though I was born in Haiti, I've seen poverty. I've seen, how people live. But when you go there and after living here for a while, you go there, you're like, whoa, this is a different world here.
I can only imagine. So the fact that the water is there it's helping. That's the basics for any civilization. So I'm glad that you guys are on the floor, on the grounds, making that happen. You mentioned education. So that's health, education, waters, and what are the other pillars?
Okay. We give out microloans. We had people who want to start little businesses, so we give them loans, in which they have to repay once they get this thing started. So there's several other different. I mean, there's people who built, open up bakeries, work the land and things like that. So we're helping them, and it's not an easy task either because there's hardly people in the area really don't have a lot of money. So we give them a way of making a living so that they can feed their families.
All right, Greg, this question is for you as a treasurer. How can we help increase, the amount of revenue that you guys have, or what can we do, or what do you guys do as activities in order to bring up some revenues?
Well, I appreciate that question because we're always looking to generate more income. I mean, you can always go to our website, ServeHAITI.org, and make contributions there. We love to get people on our mailing list to let them know what's going on so that they not only can contribute, but can kind of see what's happening there and feel a little more involved. Prior to 2020, we used to take volunteers to Haiti. We hope to be able to do that again because it really, as I said, when I went, it really called me to do something, and we'd like to be able to do that. But for now, we're trying to do things through social media and other sites to kind of let people see what's happening at ServeHAITI. We have various fundraisers. We have one coming up in Atlanta this fall. We have one in New York coming up in May. And if somebody wants to volunteer, they can always email me at treasurer@servehaiti.org. I'd be happy to tell people more about how they can volunteer or make contributions or just be more involved with ServeHAITI. We'd love to spread the word for sure.
And Greg, if I may, for the skeptics out there, As we know, there's always skeptics.
Sure.
Whenever there's any kind of nonprofit donations, especially for Haiti, questions come like, how much of that money actually goes towards the cause? So me being Haitian, we're amongst Haitian people. We're grateful for you and ServeHAITI and you guys as well. Talk to us about the numbers, about how much of that actually goes towards the cause of health, education, economic development, water, etc.
We're right about 75 to 80% goes to Haiti. The only thing that we spend money on that doesn't go to Haiti, of course, Ron is a paid employee. We have the cost for the fundraisers. We have cost for, we have an annual audit done by a certified accountant. We hire a consultant to help us with social media. Other than that, everything else pretty much goes to Haiti. Ron talks to the staff every month. They tell us kind of what they need for the month. We review it, and if we agree, and most of the time we do, we send the money directly to an account at Grand-Bois so that they can get the money there. There's no intermediary. There's nobody else getting their hands on the money. It goes straight to the staff in Grand-Bois.
Just add a little bit to that too. And that was another reason that I joined ServeHAITI and also serving on the board. I can tell you, I was quite disgusted after the earthquake and Red Cross and all of these other NGOs that came in and, what millions and billions of dollars were raised and Haiti got no benefit from it. And so I can tell you personally, I get very, very defensive and very apprehensive of anybody telling me they're raising money for Haiti. And that was that was like always a red flag for me. But again, for me joining ServeHAITI, I can personally tell you, especially being on the board, that literally, just as Greg said, every dollar that is raised, whether it's our fundraiser, whether it's donations, whether it's whatever it is, grants, those literally go directly back to Grand-Bois.
Good. Because that's something that I always look at whenever there's any kind of cause. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, because Sabine, if you would move the same way, you look into the different organizations before you send your hard-earned money, you always want to make sure it's going towards a cause. So Greg, with 75 to 80%, that is a phenomenal number. That's a phenomenal number. So I applaud you guys for what you're doing.
So, I just wanted to, I'm sure what I'm going to say is correct. It is a nonprofit organization. It's a 501c3, and the donations are also tax deductible. All right. I just want to make sure I put it out there.
So does that mean that corporations could get involved? Because I know corporations are always looking for massive tax cuts.
That's exactly.
Can you guys talk about that just for a little bit? Because I guess there's different donation levels that could be given on the website. Can you enlighten us on that?
Greg, Ron, which one?
Well, of course, we would love to have donations from corporations. It's honestly an area that we're exploring more. We've mostly been, it's mostly been individual donors. So we've run mostly on that. We'd love to get some corporations involved because we have ideas that we'd like to expand, provide more services. But at this point, we're raising just enough money to run the clinic, support our 4 pillars. But there are things that probably the most impactful program that we offer is Ron was talking about Medica Mamba. I've seen children who have come to the clinic it was so sad. They were so skinny, they were near death. And it's a peanut butter supplement that we give to the infants, and within months, they come back to the clinic and it's amazing how much better they are and how they are filling out. And the problem we have is that the mother goes home with Medica Mamba for the particular infant, but she might have 3 or 4 other children who aren't as bad off as the baby, but still need something to eat. So she's sharing the Medica Mambo with her other children, so then the infant doesn't get as much as they need. So we'd like to expand our Medica Mambo programs so that, so that the mother can go home with enough for the whole family instead of just for the one child that is in most need. So yeah, we have a lot of different things that we would like to, expand, but so we're working on that.
I wanted to just add one thing, because again, being on the board and I'm responsible for events. And as Greg said, we do have fundraisers, we do have events, we have Iowa, we have New York, we have Atlanta. And I would love, just going back to what I said before, to see the Haitian community support us at our events. In New York, we're having one on May 3rd at Lantiez. Again, great opportunity to show up as Haitians that we're behind this and we believe in this. The one in the one in Atlanta, we're planning that. That's going to probably be a banquet, formal, and that more to come on that one. It's probably going to be early December. But again, having your presence there alone, and we do so many fun things, and you learn a lot more about, what this little segment here is just not enough for us to show you what we do. And I'm telling you, you come and you will be moved, and you will see firsthand what it is that we're doing. Unfortunately, we can't take you to Haiti, but this being a part of our events is definitely will give you a good realm and understanding of how impactful we are.
All right. So I have one question, then we're going to go into break to give you time to answer that question. What do you guys go putting into place in order for this family not to come back for that medical member every month? What are the structures that you guys put into place in this organization in order for that to happen? With this, we're going to take a break. We'll be back.
Have you ever found yourself embarking on a new construction or renovation project, only to feel overwhelmed by the lack of expertise and time to manage it effectively? The solution you've been seeking is right here. I am Sabine Apollon, the founder and CEO of Aniba Consulting, with over 2 decades of experience in design, construction, and commercial real estate. I'm your dedicated partner in success. I'll assist you in identifying and navigating the intricate details of your project, dealing with local jurisdictions, coordinating with general contractors and subcontractors, even managing schedules and budgets. It all can become daunting and time-consuming. At Aniba Consulting, we specialize in making projects, small or complex, manageable and stress-free. We act as your advocates throughout the entire process, safeguarding both your financial and personal interests. Helping you deliver your perfect project is our top priority. Together, we will bring your vision to life.
Employee lawsuits can be emotionally draining, financially devastating, and oftentimes can be avoided through management training and ensuring you have risk mitigation processes in place that alert you of potential human resource issues. At the Gene Consulting Group, we help you take a proactive approach to how you do business. We do this by providing responsive, legal, and HR services tailored for you. Our services are on demand, on your terms, and transparent. You get a trusted advisor and partner who can execute across multiple lanes for a fraction of the cost. We help you maintain an engaged workforce while staying in compliance and avoiding costly litigation so that you can focus on what you do best, and that's growing your business. To learn how you can take a proactive approach to how you do business, please visit sandraljean.com.
Moi, c'est Darlene Joseph. Moi, suis un realtor, un real estate broker avec Inspirational Homes dans Georgia. Moi, j'ai un pile année depuis m'a aider moun acheter, vendre et investir dans kay. Yo relem realtor communautaire. Si ou Florida, ou pensez pour venir Georgia, il y a pile option pour vous. Tant qu'une option dans la communauté ça que nous prenons. Nous connaissons que Georgia a un gros kay. Si vous pensez pour un gros kay par là, contactez Darlene Joseph avec Inspirational Home à 678 613 75 76. Encore, c'est dans 678 613 75 76. Ou capable de joindre moi sur tous les réseaux sociaux, sur Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, moi là comme Sold by Darling. Contactez-moi et m'appelez-moi joindre Kaipa.
Fan de la musique haïtienne, sit back and relax. Meli Melo Show a informé de tout ça qu'a fait dans HMI là. Music, analyse, actualité, promotion, interview, spotlight, collaboration, live performance, fan Q&A, history, mainstream. Get all that on Meli Melo Atlanta Show.
Bonsoir again, bonsoir tout le monde, bienvenue encore sur Meli Melo et nous avec Grand Apollon, avec Sabine Apollon qui a parlé nous de l'organisation. Bon, grande question me déposer, je connais qui t'a aimé répondre à la question là.
Tu as parlé de médicaments, par exemple. Le programme, ça, c'est un programme que nous fait actually, let me speak English because I don't know if Greg is still on. It's a 12-week program. So after 12 weeks, the kids should graduate from the program, meaning that they should be they have a level of weight that they should have. And then once they graduate from the program, then the community health workers help them continue their hygiene and their nutrition. So, but once they graduate from the program, they're out. And then so we can get other people to come in. Unfortunately, there's only limited spaces that we can have in the program because of we just don't have the funds to take care of everyone. But right now we have about 32 kids in the program right now. Okay, so and the kids are from start at 6 months to I think like 5 or 6 years old. I can't remember exactly, but that's the program for the Medical Mamba. In terms of education, like I said, we support the schools, and the schools with kids graduate, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of opportunities for them to do anything else in Grand-Bois, so they have to go elsewhere. They have to go to Port-au-Prince or Ballet or Cap-Haïtien. So in terms of the education, we do help them with their education, but the continuing education is something that's necessary in Grand-Bois. But again, not having we don't have the funds to actually provide additional training for them. But that's something that we would like to do in order to expand the stuff in Grand-Bois. The water program is the same thing. We have many families who are asking for those buckets and what they call aqua tabs to filter the water. Again, we would like to continue to expand the program, but right now we are limited to the people that we have. We have about close to 6,000 families out there in the Grand-Bois area who are benefiting from that. So there's a lot of things that we can do, but that we would like to do to expand programs. We would love to. We have a market that's next to the health center. It's an old market that's not being used anymore, but we bought it. But again, the long-term plan is to expand it into a full-blown hospital. But this is something that like it's long term, and we would definitely need a lot of money to do it. So we're looking for grants. We're looking for big time donors to help us with that. We could attract more doctors, more nurses, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the kind of things that we're doing.
Okay.
So that's all good. I mean, that's amazing. A lot of the things that you're aspiring to do that ServeHAITI is doing. So we talked about donations in the form of individuals. We talked about donations in the form of corporations. But what about those who probably are not in a position to give financially? What can they give? Are there volunteer opportunities? Are there departments maybe they can get involved? And if so, let's get specific as to how our viewers could go ahead and lend a helping hand.
I'm glad you mentioned that because part of my job is to oversee committees. We have several committees. We have an executive committee, we have a health committee, education committee, marketing committee, technology committee. So all these committees, they actually work on projects and programs to help the whole community of Grand-Bois. So we are always looking for people with expertise in those areas, like marketing and technology or finance. Actually, forgot finance. So we have all these people. So anyone who wants to volunteer, there's probably somewhere you could fit in into one of these committees. You don't have to be part of the board. You could just be a volunteer. And we have meetings every once in a while. Nothing elaborate like every week or anything like that, but. In fact, I was supposed to have a meeting tonight with the health committee, but I had to postpone it. But anyway, so yeah, there's a place for everyone who has an expertise to come and help. And you don't necessarily have. Well, I mean, obviously, it'd be great if you can give some money for the projects, but we also need people who to volunteer their expertise so we can expand what we are doing in Grand-Bois.
I'm going to add a little bit to that too. And Greg, if you want to add, you can let us know. There's no age limit, and literally, whether you're a teenager, I know social media is one of my committees. If that's something that you have a teenager or somebody who wants to be an influencer, we would love to get some more hands-on. And again, and I know enough about social media to be dangerous, but I know there's probably some more streamlined ways of doing things, et cetera. So yes, there's no age limit. As a matter of fact, we had internships this past few months where a few college kids wanted to, they had, I guess it was hours that they had to put towards their curriculum, and they did wonderfully. And so that's another opportunity as well. Grant writing is another opportunity where if anybody who has that expertise, we're always looking for grants. We have someone who's helping us now, but we want the more the merrier. But yes, volunteering, committees, all of that, reach out to one of us or we would be happy to embrace newcomers.
All right, Greg, I wanted to make sure to let you know that you are again welcome anytime on our show, Meli Melo. Again, thank you for coming as a member or host of Meli Melo. We wanted to thank you and tell you so much that we appreciate what you do for our country. And I don't know if you have anything you want to add, or maybe you want to tell us again your number or how to donate.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and talk about ServeHAITI. Obviously, really love the organization. Hopefully, Ron, if you can give your email address before you sign off so that people know how to get a hold of you if they want to join a committee. And I just want to finish with how much I appreciate Ron. He's been invaluable to our organization, having somebody like him who brings the love and dedication and the being Haitian and being able to work directly with the clinic has just been invaluable to us. So we really appreciate him. And of course, his sister has done a great job. Sabine is awesome. She's really been really helped us get moving. So kudos to both of them. And I will sign off for now, but I appreciate the time that you've given me. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Sabine.
Thanks, Greg.
One, kounya map tourner sou lang maman papa moi. N'a djou merci en pile parce que nous venons show Sabine nous sont habitués et organisation ça sont organisation de mettre deux puis souvent parce que bon moi-même pas tellement entendre et si n'a font bon bagage comme ça me souhaiter que nous paraît plus souvent faire moun connaître ça n'a fait. Vous comprenez? So m'apprécier ça en pile et tout ça Meli Melo qu'a fait pour aider nous donc hésiter de moun yo dire là. Logo, you want to give the last word? Pour traverser dans second party émission là.
So, as you all have seen and heard, there's a place for everyone. It doesn't matter what your race, it doesn't matter what your age, it doesn't matter your financial status, it doesn't matter how busy you are. We have full-blown executives who have left what they were doing to do this full time. So you can give part-time, you can give hours, money, whatever the case, and I'm going to be a man of my word and actually set that example and donate as well at the very end of this session. So I thank Meli Melo for giving ServeHAITI the platform to push this message out there. Let's get involved, because if us as Haitians feel convicted, how much more you as a listener?
All right, guys, on this note,
Well, I'd like to just say thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure. I have been here before on other projects, but Serve Haiti is really comes to heart. So I really appreciate being here, and I hope our listeners learn something today and can support us.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
All right. So, tout le monde pour monter sur Meli Melo page nous là pour toute information sur ServeHAITI, dans pour website là. Si nous voulons donner, tout cas donner. Et ça nous cabaye, j'ai ce dire là. Nous cabaye, ça nous capable. Bah, petit pas chiche. En tout cas, pour deuxième tranche émission, voilà, on a fini avec Bouboul, Martin Claude, qui va parler de l'immigration, ou paquet l'autre barre qui va arriver. D'abord, quelques minutes pour qu'à cherche live là. Like, mettez commentaires. Et moun qui te mettez 2-3 commentaires sur rang, fait nous connaître est-ce sonorisation much better. N'a venu tout à l'heure.